My name is Dear, and I'm going to be presenting to you guys today the history of African Americans and photography. I decided to do this because next year I want to study photography in college. So I thought it'd be interesting to see what I could find about African Americans. Please bear with me, I just got my retainer. So. Okay, African Americans have been a part of the photography scene since about 1840. A year after the daguerreotype was invented in 1939, a freeman of color named Jules Lyon opened a studio in New Orleans. He was actually from France, and he started as a lithographer, I believe. And he came to the United States and started a studio, and also opened an art school in New Orleans as well. And he taught a lot of people about photography. And soon, hundreds of freemen and women established themselves as professional photographers, and they documented life in their communities. That was a big thing during that time, was people basically would go around and take pictures of the community and the people and the way that they lived and just things like that. In the 1820s to like early 1900s, photography was used by abolitionists such as James Priestley Ball and Augustus Washington, who used photography to basically expose the horrors of the institution of slavery. So they would go around and like take pictures of plantations and people working, and they would use that as an anti-slavery tactic during activities that they would hold. And in the 19th century, technical and commercial limitations made black photographers work mostly as portraitures and studio photographers. So along with those limitations, like for instance, they weren't able to be in news or landscaping. They basically had to just stick to studio and portrait work. In the 20th century, due to work of artists such as James Van Der Zee and Gordon Parks, their work is basically what broke the barrier of people doing just basically portraiture and studio work, especially with James Van Der Zee. His Harlem on My Mind exhibit was a bit controversial, so it kind of was a thing that like tore that wall down. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Good. I thought your poise was excellent. Your articulation was good. Could have been a little bit louder, but I think you did really well on all of that. I think you know your subject matter, so you did well on your mastery of subject matter. Articulation was fine. I'm very happy you went back to 1840. I thought I heard a contradiction in there. When did photography start?
It said that, well, I don't know like when they actually started.
The daguerreotype. It started in France.
It was invented in 1939.
39, that's correct.
But I said that they had like basically been on the scene since like the 1840s. But a year after the daguerreotype was invented in 1939 was when Jules Lyon opened his studio.
Okay, so fine. There's a little contradiction where you said they documented slavery back in the 1820s. You did say that, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so be careful of that. So it's really the 1840s and 50s.
I said between the 1820s and early 1900s.
But there was no photography in the 1820s.
Oh, okay, you're saying that.
You see? There's no photography.
But in the 1840s.
So 1840s. So just be careful with that.
But it was a question mark back too, so.
And I'm very happy you mentioned Gordon Parks and James Van Der Zee. Those are important. I would have liked you to have brought it home to DC and talked about Addison Scurlock. Okay? You know who he is? No. Oh, write it down. Before next in January, you come back and report to the class. Who is Addison Scurlock? Okay. I'm going to write this down, and you do this. Addison Scurlock. You need to come back and report to us in January. Addison Scurlock. S-C-U-R-L-O-C-K. First name Addison.
Wait, spell it one more time.
Scurlock. I'm not going to spell it. Scurlock.
Okay, I still don't know how to spell it, but okay.
You will find it.
Okay.
He is the premier photographer of Washington, D.C. Okay? Good. You did a good job. Rest of you, critique. Yes, ma'am. No. Critique Miss Bynum Reed.
I liked your information, and I like how you connected it to yourself and why like it was important to you. So I think it's important that
That's
she
good.
understands where it comes from in order
Thank
to
you.
enhance her craft.
That's an excellent critique. You're right. Critique, by the way, is not negative. Critique is anything. Critique is negative, positive, neutral, doesn't matter. That's what critique means. Other comments? Anybody?
Good job.
Good job. It was nice. Okay, excellent. Yes, ma'am, Miss Hicks.
I like how you had a lot of names and like how those people influence photography as we know it today. I think it would have been nice if you would have had a picture.
Oh, okay.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah, but,
Or as you were talking about Vander Zee
Have the heart in my mind.
and Gordon, you know, show some of their photos. Gordon Parks, did you say Gordon Parks was the first photographer for Life magazine? First black photographer?
No.
You should have. He was.
You said only 3 minutes.
You're correct. You're right. Okay, who's next? Go ahead, Ms. Gaston.